Hello everybody, welcome back to Buzzard's Roost. I am Buzzard. Today is Friends and Family Friday, and I was wanting to discuss something that a lot of people don't think about for your preps. Everyone talks about beans, bullets, band-aids, all that stuff, and unless you live close to this source, you're going to need a stockpile, and stockpile a lot of it. What I'm talking about is salt. I want to try to get to 100 pounds per person per year on salt. It'd be good for bartering. Of course, people need it. Your animals need it. Preserving food. Here's a little trick, drip proofing candles. You can soak your candles in salt water for 2 hours and it keeps them from dripping as bad. You can make a solution up to kill poison ivy. You can soak your toothbrush in salt water and it'll make it last longer. You can also take 1 part salt and 2 parts baking soda and dip your toothbrush in it, brush your teeth with it. You can use it as a mouth rinse. You can use it for insect bites, bee stings, stuff like that. You moisten the area, and then you pack salt on it. It helps with the pain on that. As far as people go, you have to have salt. And like I said, unless you live by a natural salt lick or deposit, or say 10 to 30 miles within the ocean from the ocean, you're going to need to stockpile a lot of it. For people, low sodium. I know Americans probably way too much salt or sodium, causes high blood pressure. But anyway, low sodium can cause Addison disease, if I understood right. It can also cause blockage in the small intestine. It can cause diarrhea, vomiting, underactive thyroid, heart failure. It can cause you to drink too much water. I know that seems kind of strange, too much water, but actually you can drink too much water. I think it helps with keeping from getting sunburns. It can affect the brain activity. It can make you feel sluggish or lethargic. I know I messed that word up. Low sodium can cause twitching, which can be followed by seizures, loss of consciousness, coma, death. And these symptoms can be more severe for older people. So, when you're doing your preps, make sure you put in more than enough salt than what you could ever think you'd be using. Long time ago, salt was money. That's where the word salary come from, salt, because they used it to pay people to to trade. I believe it was the Romans derived the word salad from salt because they salt their vegetables. Anyway, stock up on a lot of salt. Salt is basically what I would call dirt cheap. You can get 100 pounds of salt from Sam's for 20 bucks. I know my salt, the amount of salt I've got already, I've got enough salt for the immediate household. Like I said, I'm going to increase that. I would love to be able to get it to 100 pounds per person. But beans, bullets, band-aids, all that are very important. Like I said, a lot of people don't even think about salt. It's something that we take for granted. Look at the sodium content in processed foods. So Americans, like I said, have get a lot of, more than enough sodium or salt in their diet, just through processed foods and stuff. But in a shift situation, that salt's not going to be available no more. And like I said, people won't even think of it after the balloon goes up. They're going to be worried about food and water and beans and bullets and band-aids. But by the time the symptoms for low sodium show up, there's a possibility it'll be too late for them, for the simple fact salt will become very difficult to get. Another use for salt. A lot of states will not let you hunt over a natural salt deposit or a salt lick. That's because animals need it and they know they need it. They're very vulnerable because they will come to get that. So if you got extra salt and you can go out and say like an old stump or a depression in the ground, put a bunch of salt in it, over time the animals, the wild animals, will find it and they will come constantly to it. So it makes hunting a lot easier too. Why go out and have to stalk and search and all that stuff whenever you can go set up in a tree stand by a natural salt lick or a salt lick that you created. Anyway, thought I'd cover that subject. It's something I don't hear discussed very much. In all my preps and times, the years that I've always tried to make sure my family had food, I've always included lots of salt. Some of it I've used over time. I've donated it, give it away. But when the balloon goes up, say you got 1,000 pounds of salt and things start normalizing, that could make you very rich if you have a way to protect it. Anyway, this is Buzzard. We'll see you.